Ever wonder if mermaids, those enchanting half-human, half-fish creatures, really exist? The thought has surely crossed many a mind, fueled by the allure of the unknown, the unexplored, and the mysterious. Mermaids, as we know them, have been a part of human folklore for centuries, perhaps even millennia. They've swam through the stories of countless cultures, from the ancient Greeks and their enchanting sirens, to the medieval European tales of seductive sea maidens, to the African folklore of Mamiwata, a powerful water spirit often depicted as a mermaid. In some of these tales, mermaids are benevolent, compassionate creatures. They fall in love with humans, they save sailors lost at sea, they guide the lost back to shore. They are seen as the guardians of the ocean, living in harmony with the sea and its creatures. Yet, not all depictions of mermaids are quite so serene. In other lore, mermaids are malevolent entities, luring unsuspecting sailors to their watery graves with their hypnotic songs and irresistible beauty. They are depicted as vengeful spirits, scorned women who've transformed into fearsome creatures of the deep. These contrasting depictions show the dual nature of the sea itself, at times calm and nurturing, at other times wild and merciless. Mermaids, in a way, are a reflection of our relationship with the ocean, embodying both our fascination and our fear of the vast, uncharted waters. But where did these stories originate? Are they the product of seafarers' overactive imaginations, spurred on by long, lonely voyages and the hypnotic lull of the waves? Or could they have been inspired by real-life encounters with creatures yet unknown to science? The ocean, after all, is a world unto itself, teeming with life, much of which remains undiscovered. Could it be possible that, lurking in the depths, there exist beings that fit our descriptions of mermaids? So, are these just figments of our collective imagination, or is there more to these tales? As we delve deeper into the world of mermaids, let's keep our minds open to the possibilities. After all, truth can sometimes be stranger than fiction. Scene script: countless seafarers swear to have encountered these mysterious beings. From the sandy dunes of the Arabian Peninsula to the icy shores of Newfoundland, tales of mermaid sightings have echoed through the ages. These sightings span centuries, painting a fascinating picture of human interaction with the unknown. In the 15th century, Italian explorer Christopher Columbus reported seeing mermaids on his journey to the New World. He described them as not as beautiful as they are painted, with some masculine features. However, skeptics argue that Columbus and his crew may have been fooled by the sight of manatees, sea mammals known for their human-like eyes, bulbous faces, and paddle-like tails. In the 19th century, Scotland was swept with mermaid mania. In 1830, the people of the island of Benbecula reported finding a small humanoid creature on the beach with the torso of a woman and the tail of a fish. This sighting was followed by a flurry of similar reports from across the country. Some dismiss these stories as folklore and superstition, while others believe they offer tantalizing hints of undiscovered species. Fast forward to the 21st century, in Israel, numerous beachgoers reported spotting a mermaid frolicking in the waves near the town of Kiryat Yam. The local government took these sightings so seriously that they offered a $1 million reward to anyone who could provide definitive proof of the creature's existence. Each of these accounts is compelling in its own way, yet they all share a common thread: the mermaid's elusive nature. These sightings tend to occur in remote or inaccessible locations, often in the dim light of dusk or dawn. They are typically reported by individuals or small groups, making them difficult to verify. So, what are we to make of these stories? Are they the product of overactive imaginations influenced by centuries of folklore and myth? Or could they be glimpses of an as-yet undiscovered creature lurking in the depths of our oceans? Are these mere hallucinations, or do they hold water? What if I told you there are claimed physical proofs of mermaids' existence? Indeed, throughout the centuries, there have been numerous instances where alleged mermaid evidence has surfaced, sparking intrigue and debate among believers and skeptics alike. From what were thought to be mermaid remains to seemingly caught mermaids, these incidents have fueled the mermaid mythos with a tantalizing possibility: that these elusive creatures of the sea might actually exist. Take, for example, the tale of the Fiji mermaid, a grotesque creature that was displayed in P.T. Barnum's American Museum in the mid-19th century. This mermaid, a macabre blend of a monkey's torso and a fish's tail, was purported to be a genuine mermaid caught off the coasts of the Fiji Islands. Though eventually revealed as a hoax, the Fiji mermaid continues to be a symbol of mankind's fascination with these mystical creatures. Then there were the mermaid bones found in Kiryat Yam, Israel in 2015. The remains, including a skull and a partial skeleton, led to a flurry of speculation. However, despite the initial excitement, scientific tests later determined these bones to be of non-mermaid origin. Yet the incident did nothing to dampen the enthusiasm of mermaid believers. And who can forget the viral video of 2012, showing what appeared to be a mermaid washed up on a beach? The figure, half human and half fish, caused a global sensation. But like many such instances, the video was eventually debunked as a cleverly crafted piece of digital trickery. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, these incidents have kept the flame of belief alive. They serve as a reminder that, in the vast and unexplored depths of our oceans, there may still be mysteries waiting to be discovered. Mysteries that could change our understanding of the natural world. Could these be authentic discoveries, or are they elaborate hoaxes? As we delve deeper into the enigmatic world of mermaids, we find ourselves grappling with this question. And perhaps the answer lies not in the evidence, but in our enduring fascination with the unknown. But not all tales of these aquatic beings are filled with allure and charm. In the depths of folklore and mythology, mermaids are not always the enchanting, benevolent creatures we often envision. Instead, they can be quite the opposite. Let's dive into the dark side of mermaid lore, where these beings are depicted as malevolent entities causing havoc and destruction. In many cultures, mermaids can be harbingers of doom. In Irish folklore, for instance, the Merrow is a sea creature with both beautiful and grotesque features, known to lure sailors to their deaths with their haunting songs. The Merrow's call is irresistible to those who hear it, pulling them into the sea's depths, never to return. Similarly, in Scottish folklore, we find the Blue Men of the Minch, who are said to be human from the waist up and fish from the waist down. They challenge captains to rhyming duels. If the captain is quick-witted, his ship is allowed to pass. If not, the Blue Men stir up violent storms, dragging the ship and everyone on board to the ocean's depths. Moving to the Far East, Japanese lore speaks of the Ningyo, a fish-like creature with a human face. Legend has it that catching a Ningyo brings calamity and misfortune. One famous story tells of a Ningyo's flesh, which grants eternal life when eaten. However, the immortality it bestows is often accompanied by profound loneliness and sorrow as one outlives their loved ones. These darker tales paint a haunting picture of mermaids, far removed from the enchanting, benign creatures of popular culture. They serve as reminders of the sea's unpredictable nature, its dangers lurking beneath the waves. They encapsulate our fears of the unknown, our fascination with the unfathomable depths of the ocean, and the creatures that might dwell within. So, the next time you hear a tale of a beautiful mermaid, remember that there may be more beneath the surface. The allure of the mermaid might be captivating, but it's often tinged with a sense of danger and mystery. Could these tales be warnings of the true nature of these creatures? In the 21st century, mermaids aren't just confined to folklore. Mermaids have always fascinated us, from the ancient mariners who spun tales of beautiful half-human, half-fish creatures, to the modern day, where the allure of these mythical beings continues to captivate. Today, the fascination with mermaids has taken on a whole new dimension. They've swum out of the realm of fairy tales and into our everyday lives in the most unexpected ways. One of the most prominent examples of this is the rise of mermaid shows. These performances, complete with shimmering tails and underwater acrobatics, have become popular attractions at aquariums and theme parks worldwide. Performers, often skilled divers and swimmers, adopt the persona of mermaids, enchanting audiences with their underwater grace and beauty. But the fascination doesn't stop there. There are people who identify as real-life mermaids. They don't just perform as mermaids, they live as them. They wear custom-made tails, practice mermaiding, swimming with a mermaid tail, and even adopt a mermaid ethos, advocating for marine conservation and embodying the spirit of these mythical creatures. They are part of a growing subculture that blurs the line between myth and reality. But why this fascination? Perhaps it's the allure of the unknown, the desire to escape the mundane, or the longing to connect with nature in a unique way. Whatever the reason, it's clear that mermaids hold a certain charm that transcends time and culture. On one hand, these modern-day mermaids could be seen as furthering the myth, adding another layer to the rich tapestry of mermaid folklore. On the other hand, they could be seen as tapping into something deeper, a primal connection to the sea and the mysteries it holds. So, where does this leave us? Are mermaids real? Well, in a way, yes. They may not be the half-human, half-fish creatures of legend, but in the form of performers and those who identify as mermaids, they certainly exist. And who knows, perhaps in the depths of the ocean, the ancient tales hold some truth. Are these modern-day mermaids furthering the myth, or are they tapping into something deeper? What does science say about the possibility of mermaids? As we delve into the world of science, we find ourselves confronting the intriguing question of mermaids' existence. While folklore and anecdotes paint vivid images of these aquatic beings, the realm of empiricism demands more concrete evidence. Firstly, let's consider the biological feasibility. Could a creature with a human top half and fish bottom half exist? Theoretically, yes. There are examples of convergent evolution in nature where unrelated species evolve similar traits due to similar environments or needs. Dolphins, for instance, share a striking resemblance to fish despite being mammals. But here's the hiccup. A creature with a warm-blooded mammalian torso and a cold-blooded fishtail might face insurmountable physiological challenges. Now let's consider the fossil record. If mermaids were real, wouldn't there be some fossil evidence? To date, no known fossils provide any indication of a mermaid-like creature. However, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Our oceans are vast and largely unexplored, potentially hiding countless undiscovered species. Turning to genetics, it's worth noting that humans share a significant amount of their genetic makeup with marine creatures. In fact, we share about 60% of our DNA with fruit flies and even more with bananas. So the idea of a half-human, half-fish creature isn't as far-fetched as it might initially seem. Lastly, let's look at evolution. Could mermaids have evolved from humans? The aquatic ape hypothesis suggests that a branch of our ancestors might have adapted to an aquatic lifestyle, developing features such as webbed fingers and a streamlined body. However, this theory is controversial and lacks substantial support from the broader scientific community. So, what's the verdict? While there's no concrete evidence to support the existence of mermaids, the scientific community remains open to new discoveries. After all, the world of science thrives on curiosity, exploration, and the courage to venture into the unknown. Could science one day prove the existence of mermaids, or will they forever remain in the realm of mythology? So, do mermaids truly inhabit the deep, unexplored corners of our oceans? The question is as ancient as the tales themselves. As we've journeyed together through this exploration, we've unearthed sightings, recounted stories, and examined evidence, all in pursuit of the elusive truth about mermaids. We've traversed the annals of history, reliving the tales of sailors who swore they saw beautiful maidens with fishtails on their long and lonely voyages. We've seen the captivating allure these tales held, enough to make even the most hardened mariner believe in the impossible. We've also analyzed the evidence, from the tantalizingly ambiguous to the downright questionable. We've seen the Fiji mermaid, a grotesque fusion of monkey and fish, debunked as a hoax. We've looked at the infamous mermaid skeleton, a stark reminder of the lengths some will go to perpetuate a myth. We've delved into the darker side of mermaid lore, the siren songs luring sailors to their doom, and the monstrous sea creatures of ancient tales. We've seen that these enchanting beings are not always as benign as they first appear. In our modern age, the fascination with mermaids persists. From the mermaid performers at Weeki Wachee Springs to the mermaid sightings reported in Israel in 2009, these tales continue to enchant and terrify us. We've even examined the science behind mermaids. The aquatic ape theory suggests that our ancestors might have adapted to a semi-aquatic lifestyle, which could explain the human-like features attributed to mermaids. So, what can we make of all this? Are mermaids real, or are they just figments of our collective imagination, fueled by our fascination with the unknown, our fear, and our desire to believe in something beyond the ordinary? Perhaps the persistence of mermaid folklore can be attributed to our innate curiosity and fear of the unknown. The ocean, vast and largely unexplored, is a perfect breeding ground for such tales. It's a place where our imagination can run wild, where we can envision fantastic creatures lurking beneath the waves. Perhaps these tales are a reflection of our own dual nature, part terrestrial and part aquatic, a mirror held up to our own existence. Or perhaps they are simply stories, told and retold, changing and evolving but always captivating. The truth, as with many things, may lie somewhere in between. Maybe there are no mermaids, and all we've seen and heard are products of our imagination and desire for the extraordinary. Or perhaps in the vast unexplored depths of our oceans, there exist creatures beyond our wildest imaginings, waiting to be discovered. Whether they exist or not, mermaids continue to captivate us, stirring our curiosity and fear of the unknown. Whether they are real or myth, mermaids will continue to live on, in our stories, our art, and our dreams. And who knows, the next time you look out over the ocean, you might just catch a glimpse of a tail disappearing beneath the waves.